The final season of The Walking Dead is officially 2/3 of the way over, but how are things looking for the survivors as we head into Part 3? And what's with those locusts? Episode 16, Acts of God, offered a glimpse of the upcoming clash between the domineering Commonwealth and the scrappy communities in its orbit. The biblical theme of the episode further plays into Season 11 Part 2's overarching themes of luck and fate. As everyone struggles to figure out what's next, a slowly growing swarm of locusts descends around them.
That ain't a sign from the man upstairs.
Later, former Reaper/religious fanatic Leah Shaw chuckles in disbelief as she looks up at the locusts. Father Gabriel is, curiously, the only religious character not to comment on the ominous appearance of the locusts. Their presence references the biblical tale of the 10 plagues of Egypt, in which God inflicts various disasters on Egypt to free the enslaved Israelites. Still, it's unlikely that Part 3 of Season 11 will continue down this path, with water turning to blood and characters breaking out with boils. Are the locust swarms a harbinger of impending devastation or just an eerie coincidence? The Walking Dead fans were surprised by Daryl's conformity to the Commonwealth's rigid social structures when he joined their army. Even Norman Reedus admitted that he was skeptical of his character's arc, but he promised that it would all make sense in the end. With just 8 episodes remaining, Daryl is finally back with his old allies. Realizing that he's on the outs with Lance after co-signing Aaron and Gabriel's lie in episode 15, the group plots to break away before it's too late. While searching a junkyard for survivors, the trio launches an attack against a group of soldiers they're working alongside. Bullets and broken glass fly around them until only Daryl, Aaron, Gabriel, and a badly injured Romano are left. Daryl forces the Commonwealth soldier to give up Lance's location before killing him. Romano also reveals that Lance ordered the soldiers to clear the field, meaning they only leave allies behind. They realize that Maggie is in danger and head out to find her, but not before radioing Lance to inform him that his men are dead. Their shaky alliance is severed, and Daryl has earned a place on Lance's increasingly long list of enemies. When it was announced that Maggie and Negan were getting a spin-off series, fans couldn't wrap their heads around how or why the longtime rivals would embark on an adventure together. Maggie is slowly learning that the man who savagely murdered her husband years ago has indeed changed. In Acts of God, survivors of Hilltop and Riverbend hide out in a Whisperer wormhole while Maggie, Lydia, Elijah, and Marco go after Lance. Before their mission, though, they bring Herschel to the hideout, and Maggie and Negan share an unexpectedly tender moment. Maggie swallows her pride and admits to beginning to trust him, and he promises to protect her family and praises her bravery. In the episode Insider, showrunner Angela Kang explained that Annie's presence helped Maggie make peace with her complicated feelings toward Negan, saying, "She has not forgiven him, and I don't think she's ever going to forget, but there is something different about the idea of saying, 'But I can trust you as an ally.'" In Acts of God, Maggie's relationship with Leah takes a deadly turn. After Lance's soldiers track the last standing Reaper down, he hires her to assassinate Maggie.
You get the scalp of the woman who killed your family, and I finally get to do my job without interference.
Leah remains tight-lipped as she gears up. She heads out with a group of Commonwealth soldiers and quickly deviates from Lance's plan upon arrival at Hilltop. She uses his men as collateral damage to lure Maggie out of hiding, then hunts her down. They skulk through the dark forest, their footsteps concealed by the buzzing of the locusts. Leah manages to knock Maggie unconscious and drags her back to the cabin she previously shared with Daryl, not knowing that he's tracking her. Maggie wakes up tied to a chair and staring down her captor's gun. Leah then reveals that she intends to kill everyone Maggie loves before killing her. This speech gives Maggie time to break free from her restraints, and a life-or-death fight ensues. As they throw each other around the room and exchange blows, neither notices Daryl's arrival. Leah gains the upper hand and pummels Maggie, but before she can fatally stab her, a still unseen Daryl shoots her. Lance and his soldiers, who also arrived undetected, move in only to realize that their assassin is dead, and their enemies have evaded them yet again. Max Mercer may hold a prestigious government job, but she's never been one to follow the rules. Her brother Michael covered for her when he discovered that she was using a radio to contact Eugene, but she's taken her rebellion against the Commonwealth to a higher level. Now, not even General Mercer can protect her. When Eugene informs Max that things within the Commonwealth are worse than she thought, she hesitantly agrees to contribute to his friend's ongoing investigation. Max pushes past her fear when she learns that Pamela's son, Sebastian, has been forcing vulnerable citizens to steal money for him. While Max is anxiously flipping through Pamela's file cabinet, Sebastian arrives and is frazzled about his mother avoiding him. His frustration initially overshadows Max snooping, but he notices her odd behavior and tries to take the file from her under the guise of saying she works too much off the clock. He sees that she's reading about the Commonwealth's resettlement plans, including a list of names and coordinates of the people he sent on these missions. She leaves with the file intact, but her cover as an anonymous source gets blown. Connie, an experienced political reporter, is stifled by the Commonwealth's PR-only approach to journalism. With the help of her sister Kelly, she launches an independent investigation into the disappearance of Tyler Davis. They hit dead ends until Rosita and Eugene tell them about Sebastian's money heists. Then, Max delivers the resettlement file and Connie's exposé begins to take form. She insists that it's too soon to run with the story about Tyler, April, and countless others disappearing. However, they have more than enough to publish a story about Sebastian's antics. Kelly points out that this alone will convince people to begin questioning everything and cast doubt on Pamela's leadership. Acts of God ends with Pamela storming into her office and slamming a newspaper onto Max's desk. It's unclear whether or not Pamela knows that Max is involved with the article, but now the ball is rolling and she's helpless to stop it. While things are falling apart back at the Commonwealth, Lance struggles to keep his off-the-record business ventures under wraps. Between the bloodbath at Riverbend, being betrayed by Daryl, and the failed assassination attempt on Maggie, the smarmy leader has lost control. His only option to return to the Commonwealth and proceed as usual is to eliminate anyone and everyone who witnessed what happened.
Now we take it all.
At the end of the episode, we learn that this means assuming control over every surrounding community. Commonwealth soldiers have moved in on the newly renovated Alexandria and the ashy remains of Hilltop. Then, they aggressively round up the people of Oceanside as Lance walks toward them with a smirk. He flips a coin and the episode ends before their fate is revealed. Things aren't looking great for the survivors as we head into Part 3. Maggie's group, the people from Riverbend, and anyone who wasn't at Alexandria during the takeover is now without a home base. Commonwealth banners hang over the walls as a declaration of ownership and a warning to the now stranded survivors. With limited resources, powerful enemies, and nowhere to call home, it's hard to imagine how they'll recover from this. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about The Walking Dead are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.